Hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm Ron, and if you've been around for a while, then you've noticed that I've moved my studio. If you look around here, it's a little different. I just started setting up the new studio space, and I'm just trying to figure out what's going to work and what doesn't work. So you may notice it change over the next couple of weeks. And I just wanted to let you know why it's different. Okay, so let's jump right into this. Excitement is building within the drone community as new details emerge regarding the highly anticipated DJI Avata 2 drone. And it's the next generation with the Goggles 3. Now, what I've got in front of me is the original DJI Avata. So I don't want to mislead you and think I have this new Avata 2. This is the original with a slight modification that I made for a hardwired GoPro to it. Same thing with the goggles. These are the Goggles 2, not the new goggles. And let's get this disclaimer out of the way. These are rumors and speculation, so please don't badger me in the comments. This is rumored information, nothing official from DJI yet. So until DJI makes an official release, this is all we're doing is speculation based on some of the photos we've seen out there to date. Now, these are my thoughts and opinions about what we should expect coming from DJI in the next few weeks. Actually, there's two different dates floating around right now. There's an April 11th and an April 9th date. We're hearing the Avata 2 will be announced on April 11th, and a DJI RS4 and a 4 Pro gimbals will be announced on April 9th. Just something to keep in mind as well. Okay, now that we've gotten that out of the way, starting with the Avata 2, insider information suggests a powerhouse of capabilities in this new drone. Right out of the gate, you can certainly expect the Avata 2 to perform better, be better as far as the flight characteristics, have a better camera with perhaps better low light performance as well. It should sound quieter than the original Avata, which I have here, and just overall be a better version of the original. So what are we hearing so far for the Avata 2? We're hearing it's going to be equipped with a 1 1/3 inch CMOS sensor, 155-degree field of view. The drone is poised to deliver better image quality. Videographers will certainly rejoice at the prospect of capturing 4K footage and various frame rates. Of course, we're going to get 60 frame per second, 100, 120 frame per second. And roughly the weight is coming in at, we're hearing 380 grams. So lighter than the original Avata drone, which I have here, which has a takeoff weight of 410 grams. The new Avata 2 still falls outside of the Category 1 classifications by the FAA standards. Again, limiting its use over people. Category 1 is for those drones that weigh 0.55 pounds or 249 grams or less. So just emphasizing the Avata 2 is still not a sub 250 gram drone. So you're still going to need to register this drone on the FAA's website. And flight enthusiasts will appreciate the generous maximum flight times up to 27 minutes in normal flight modes, while adrenaline junkies can expect 12 to 15 minutes of exhilarating flight times in full acro mode. Additionally, the Avata 2 should incorporate remote ID. Actually, we should be 100% positive that everything DJI does at this point is going to be remote ID compliant. So keep that in mind as well. And turning our attention for a moment to the Goggles 3, which are going to be introduced with the Avata 2 as well. And that will incorporate the DJI O4 system, which will just have an overall better performance than its predecessor, the DJI O3 system. We expect removable antennas, just like in its predecessor. Again, operating on OcuSync 4 platform, the Goggles 3 promise a seamless connectivity for enhanced performance. Although the DJI O4 air units may not be immediately available, their eventual release is anticipated following the launch of the Avata 2 and the new goggles. Now, I'll be honest, I'm still not sure what to make of the change in the Goggles 3 headpiece. There's a band across the front. I'm honestly not sure what to make of that until the product releases. I'm hoping it's more comfortable than the original Goggles 2, which is what I have here. But with that said, I remain skeptical at this point that the top piece, again, that goes up around the forehead here is supposed to press against your forehead. And then the lower portion of the headset's just going to kind of hang there. Let me know what you guys think of this as well. Like I said, the new headset, it's going to look very similar to the original, but it's got this headpiece up here and then a band around the back. These goggles aren't that comfortable. These are, again, the Goggles 2. I found that the older goggles were much more comfortable than these. So as we await for the official confirmation from DJI, these leaks are certainly offering a tantalizing glimpse into what we can expect. I'm looking forward to see what DJI offers in this newest release. The Avata 2, the Goggles 3, I think, will definitely be a step forward and a move in the right direction. So as the veil of secrecy surrounding the DJI Avata 2 drone and the Goggles 3 gradually lifts, enthusiasts have also noticed a significant difference between the original DJI Avata, the version 1, and its eagerly awaited predecessor, the Avata 2. I've heard some other channels mention something about 3 screws on the original Avata, but that's not really the case. The original Avata drone, again, which I have here, has just 2 screws that securely mount the props to the motor, and that's what you see in the bottom of this quad. Now, if you flip this around the other side, you have 3 screws securing the motors to the frame. So just something to be aware of, as it appears the new Avata 2 will also make use of the 2 screws securing the props to the motors as well. So no change there. However, you will notice that the new Avata 2 uses 3 blades instead of the original 5 blades of the original Avata model. Now, I think the 3-blade approach will certainly cut down on the noise levels, so that's going to be a huge plus. Most of my FPVs use 2 or 3 blade props, and they're much more quiet than what this original Avata was. So I'm looking forward to that. Additionally, insiders suggest that the Avata 2 is purpose-built to capitalize on the cutting-edge technology, offering enhancements in sensor capabilities, flight modes, and overall performance should be much better. Now, with a larger battery capacity and improved flight dynamics, the Avata 2 promises extended flight times, enhanced maneuverabilities, catering to both aerial photographers and the FPV enthusiasts. However, it's essential to acknowledge that these changes may come at a cost of backward compatibility with something like the original DJI Avata. While DJI may explore options in the firmware updates that bridge the gap between the 2 iterations, early indications suggest a distinct focus on optimizing the Avata 2 capabilities for maximum performance and user experience. So don't expect that everything's going to be backward compatible with previous gear that we've had, like the original Avata or these goggles. Expect that they're going to focus their attention on the Avata 2 and the gear that surrounds that. And then perhaps later, we're going to see some firmware updates and fixes, again, not guaranteed, for the older equipment to be backward compatible. DJI is a little slow on that sometimes, so it depends on how much pressure they get from the consumer. And with that being said, stay tuned for further updates as we count down to the official launch of DJI's latest drone. I'll mention, as of this video, there is still no official release date from DJI, but again, if history repeats itself, these leaked photos often come just weeks before any DJI product launch. And I should also mention that I still would not expect the Avata 2 camera to be as good as some of the newer GoPro cameras, although I would expect the Avata to perform better than the original Avata itself. I still expect an action camera like a GoPro 12 Black to provide the best FP footage when you start doing side-by-side comparisons. I hope I'm wrong, because I would love to see a Cinewhoop or FPV whose camera is better than the GoPro, but I've not seen it to date, at least not in my experience. So I'm 99% sure that I will be ordering this new Avata 2 myself just to test it out once it's released. So I hope you'll come back and check that out, check the channel out once I pull that trigger myself. And that's really it for this video. Leave a like, comment below if you want. Let me know your thoughts on the new Avata 2 that's planned to be released in the next couple of weeks. And hope you enjoyed this video. We'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, and hope you like the new studio. See you soon.